Okay. Ну, я с запасом. Ладно, поехали. Hi guys, how are you today? You know, it's my first time when I will stream in English, so it will be pretty crazy experience, I'm sure. Anyway, I know that Val told you a few words about Ruby and Ruby history in the previous session. So today we'll start with some very basic functionality of Ruby language. And first of all, we'll start with variables. Variables are really important part of the language, as you know. So in Ruby we have several different types of variables. The first one is variables which start with $sign. It's like ABC with $sign in the beginning. So such variables tend to be global variables. That means that they are accessible across any amount of files, any amount of classes, everywhere, just everywhere. So after that you have just usual variables, ABC. Just underscore, you can combine a few words like world using underscore. It's just local variables. They are limited to their current scope of vision. So if you define such variable inside the method, that means that you will be able to access it only inside that method, not in the other one. After that, you can see that we have constants. It's ABC or hello world with all capital letters. They are also pretty straightforward, but in Ruby, one difference that you are able to assign new value for constant. It will throw a warning for you, but not an exception. It's just fine. You can assign hello world equal 1, and after that you can assign 2, and it will be fine. Here we can try that. So you can see that you know, we checked that on line 2, where when we override the value of our constant, Ruby tells us that constant was already defined on line 1 here, and that might be something going wrong with your program. So here we go. After that we have two types of variables for classes. It's instance variables, starting with @sign, just like instance variable. And also we have class variables. Class variables starts with two @signs. The difference between them are tightly related to the classes, and we'll touch these two types of variables later a bit. So, okay, let's check if I didn't forget something. Okay, I think all's right. Do you have any questions about variables? All's fine, great. So after that we'll touch mathematical operations. As you know, Ruby also has all types of mathematical operations like addition, division, multiplication, and etc. But the very important part here is that Ruby doesn't tend to convert types for you. For example, if you will have string ABC, right, you will not be able to combine it with some number. For example, if you type, I will give you another example. For example, number equal 10 and string number value equal number, right? So here, if you'll check that, you'll see that there is no implicit conversion of integer to string. That means that you can convert this number to string directly, explicitly, and this way it will work if you write to s, right? So here we go. We can string. So you can see that works. But in general, such conversions are not really needed in Ruby language. For example, if you need to out such phrase and include here number value, usually you will convert the whole expression to something like that, number. That will also work fine without any explicit type conversion, right? Because here if you have this substitution and it converts the types pretty straightforward. The only thing where you really need this type conversion is division. For example, if you will number, for example, 9, number divided by 4. So here you can see that the number was rounded, right? Because both types of the division, I mean both arguments of the division are are just integer.